Chapter 14. Active and Passive Voice. Voice of a sentence indicates whether the verb in the sentence gives the doer the position of a subject or an object in the sentence. A verb may be transitive or intransitive. All transitive verbs have two voices, an active and a passive voice. Voice is a form of verb that indicates whether a subject carries out an action or has an action done on it. Let's learn active voice and passive voice. A sentence where the subject itself performs the action stated by the verb is said to be in active voice. For example, the teacher teaches the student. Here, the sentence shows the active voice in which the subject, the teacher, is directly doing the action indicated by the verb teaches. Different from this, a sentence where the subject does not act directly but is acted upon by the verb is called a sentence of passive voice. For example, the student is taught by the teacher. It should be noticed in this example that the subject of the previous sentence has taken the place of the object, and similarly, the object of the previous sentence has occupied the place of the subject. This is a reversal or interchange of roles between the subject and object of the two sentences. It can be seen that the core sense and meaning of the sentences remain the same in both the examples. Remarkably, the role and form of the verb has changed. In the second sentence, the verb phrase is taught does not indicate direct action of the subject, the student, rather shows that the subject has been acted upon. In the second example, the subject of the sentence approaches or connects with the verb somewhat indirectly or passively, hence it is called a case of passive voice. Formation of passive voice. Each tense has its own passive voice, which is created by using a form of the auxiliary verb to be plus past participle. Remember, verbs that do not have an object, for example, arrive, exist, go, live, sleep, cannot be changed into the passive form. Hence, as per grammar rules, following two aspects are very important in the formation of passive voice. The key to the formation of passive voice is the use of past participle form of the verb with an auxiliary verb put before it. For example, you took it yesterday, active voice. It was taken by you yesterday, passive voice, past participle, auxiliary, connecting preposition. The verb form in a passive voice sentence takes shape in accordance with the tense being used in it. The following chart shows the formation of sentences in passive voice in all kinds of states, that is, simple, continuous, and perfect forms in all kinds of tenses, past, present, and future. Tense: simple present, auxiliary plus past participle, subject plus am, is, are plus past participle plus preposition plus object. Active passive voice: silkworm produces silk, active. Silk is obtained from silkworm, passive. India has enough sandalwood, active. Sandalwood is found in India, passive. Tense: present continuous, auxiliary plus past participle, subject plus am, is, are plus being plus past participle plus preposition plus object. Active passive voice: they are playing football, active. Football is being played by them, passive. His transfer is taking place by order, active. He is being made to take a transfer. Passive. Present perfect. Subject plus has, have plus been plus past participle plus preposition plus object. I am sure they told him. Active. I'm sure he has been told. Passive. The musicians have staged a very good show. Active. A very good show has been staged by the musicians. Passive. Simple past. Subject plus was, were plus past participle plus preposition plus object. The traffic police stopped Tarun. Active. Tarun was stopped by the traffic police. Passive. Further protests by us were stopped. Active. We were stopped from making further protests. Passive. Past continuous. Subject plus was, were plus being plus past participle plus preposition plus object. They were cleaning the room when we arrived. Active. The room was being cleaned when we arrived. Passive. They were cleaning the curtain when we were away. Active. The curtains were being cleaned by them when we were away. Passive. Past perfect. Subject plus had plus been plus past participle plus preposition plus object. They had roasted the nuts. Active. The nuts had been roasted by them. Passive. The humans had created wheels ages ago. Active. The wheel had been created by humans ages ago. Passive. Simple future. Subject plus model plus be plus past participle plus preposition plus object. They will post the papers tomorrow. Active. The papers will be posted tomorrow. Passive. I shall complete the task tomorrow. Active. The task will be completed tomorrow. Passive. Future perfect. Subject plus model plus have been plus past participle plus preposition plus object. They will have a calling by 8 o'clock. Active. They will have been called by 8 o'clock. Passive. The sheep will have a calling by the time it is dark. Active. The sheep will have been called by the time it gets dark. Passive. Tense. Models. Auxiliary plus past participle. Subject plus model plus be plus past participle plus object. Active passive voice. We can teach English through correspondence. Active. English can be taught through correspondence. Passive. May God bless you with health. Active. May you be blessed with health. Passive. Some general rules of the grammar of voice. Monotransitive voice. In simple sentences, the change from active to passive takes place by changing the verb to past participle form and by putting the word by before the door's name. For example, he sells mangoes. Active voice. Mangoes are sold by him. Passive voice. Does he still love me? Active voice. Am I still loved by him? Passive voice. Detransitive voice. When the verb in the active voice is detransitive, that is, with twin objects available, the possibility of the passive voice formation is of not just one but of two kinds. For example, the teacher taught the students mathematics, active voice. The students are taught mathematics by the teacher, passive voice. Mathematics is taught to the students by the teacher, passive voice. Personal pronouns often get changed with change of voices. Often personal pronouns get changed when a change of voice takes place in a particular sentences. For example, I need some guidance. Active voice. Some guidance is needed by me. Passive voice. We brought them up. Active voice. They were brought up by us. Passive voice. Long phrase remains unchanged in particular cases. Sometimes the object is a long phrase and it remains intact even when the voice gets changed in the sentence. For example, Nelson commanded a fleet of ships. Active voice. A fleet of ships was commanded by Nelson. Passive voice. Rules of formation of interrogative in the passive voice. The interrogative sentences retain their interrogative form when they are changed from active to passive or vice versa. Some rules of changing interrogative sentences from active to passive are following. When an interrogative sentence is changed from active to passive voice, primary auxiliary verbs do, does, and did are not used when an interrogative sentence is changed from active to passive voice. For example, do the children play football? Active voice. Is football played by the children? Passive voice. Did she invite you? Active voice. Were you invited by her? Passive voice. Verbs has, have, had, will, shall, can, may, etc. do not change their position. That is, they remain at the beginning of the sentences when an interrogative sentence is changed from active to passive voice. For example, have you spoken to them? Active voice. Have they been spoken to by you? Passive voice. Will you accompany him? Active voice. Will he be accompanied by you? Passive voice. Question words when, why, where, how, and what do not change their position. That is, they remain at the beginning of the interrogative sentences. For example, when will they celebrate the victory? Active voice. When will the victory be celebrated by them? Passive voice. What did he report? Active voice. What was reported by him? Passive voice. Who changes to by whom and whom changes to who. Then an interrogative sentence gets changed from active to passive voice. For example, who threw that ball? Active voice. By whom was that ball thrown? Passive voice. Whom did you tell? Active voice. Who was told by you? Passive voice. Use of the word let in changing from active to passive voice. For commands, let is used in imperative sentences with a sense of command. For example, open the door. Active voice. Let the door be opened. Passive voice. Sentences beginning with let. Let is used as the beginning. For example, let him play as the opening batsman. Active voice. Let the opening batsman position by played by him. Passive voice.